Rising religious restrictions in Indonesia. Indonesia's constitution states it is a secular state. Despite having ratified the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Indonesia is ranked as having the highest level of religious restriction in Southeast Asia. It is also ranked among the 25 most populated countries in the world with high religious restrictions. Here are some of the factors contributing to the religious persecution in Indonesia. The connection between hardliners and the highest levels of government, the state's ideology, Pancasila, Indonesia's proposed religious rights protection bill, and financing from Saudi Arabia. In 2006, the Joint Regulation on Houses of Worship was established to help promote, quote, interreligious harmony in Indonesia. In order for new places of worship to be established, 90 names of congregants, 60 signatures from those of a different faith, and recommendations from local religious offices as well as the local Religious Harmony Forum need to be sought. Local governments have the power to deny permits to smaller congregations or shut down places built before 2006. Hardliners and intolerant individuals or groups, typically those belonging to the majority faith in a particular area, often cite alleged faulty or missing permits or other regulation-related paperwork as justification to protest houses of worship or to pressure local officials to deny or revoke permissions or close the structures. Only 6 religions are officially recognized in Indonesia. Here is a list and the percentage of the population associated with each faith. All individuals must mark their religion on their identity cards. Under the blasphemy law, members of the Ahmadiyya community have been forced to deny their faith in order to obtain identification cards. A 2008 ministerial decree made it illegal for Ahmadiyyas to spread their faith. In June of 2017, members of the Ahmadiyya community submitted a petition to Indonesia's Constitutional Court asking it to revoke the 1965 blasphemy law. The court dismissed the petition in July 2018, ruling that such abuses had nothing to do with the blasphemy law itself, but were rather linked to subsequent regulations derived from the law, as well as local regulations. This petition marked the third failed attempt to repeal the law since 2010. An April 2017 Constitutional Court decision diminished the central government's ability to revoke lower-level bylaws, even if they conflict with national laws, opening the door for provincial and local governments to adopt not only Sharia laws that disadvantage religious minorities, but other discriminatory measures as well. Ahok, a Christian governor, was sentenced to 2 years of prison in May 2017 after being accused of blasphemy during his re-election campaign. Hardline Islamists insisted that he had quoted the Quran in a way that was blasphemous. Anyone found at enmity with abusing or staining a religion adhered to in Indonesia could get up to 5 years of prison under Article 156. President Widodo signed a decree in July 2017. The decree allows for the government to disband organizations deemed to run counter to the Pancasila without taking them to court. Here are 2 examples. The new bill adds persuading others to convert from their original religion as an offense punishable by imprisonment. The new bill would also reinforce existing discriminatory administrative and technical requirements that unfairly restrict the construction of houses of worship by religious minorities. The Indonesian Constitutional Court took a significant stride in defense of individuals when it ruled in November 2017 that it was unconstitutional to force individuals following indigenous faiths to identify as Muslim, Catholic, Protestant, Buddhist, Hindu, or Confucian on their ID cards. The court recommended that ID cards offer a seventh category so that followers of indigenous faiths could identify as, quote, believers of the faith. It is unclear whether the ruling could apply to other faiths such as Judaism, animism, and others. The country's top Muslim clerical body, the MUI, criticized the decision. We call on the government of Indonesia to abide by Indonesia's constitution, revoke the 2017 Religious Rights Protection Draft Bill, repeal the 1965 Blasphemy Law and Article 156A of the Criminal Code, repeal the 2008 Joint Ministerial Decree affecting Ahmadiyya Muslims, stop using Pancasila as a means to control citizens' freedom of religion, and ensure religious groups deemed extreme have means to a fair trial. Reinforce Article 18 of the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states that everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. We call on the Government of Canada to take every opportunity to raise concerns over the Religious Rights Protection Bill being debated in the Indonesian Parliament. Train Canadian diplomatic staff to distinguish the ways in which Pancasila is being used to restrict rather than to allow for religious freedom in Indonesia. Raise awareness of the ways that Saudi Arabia is contributing to the financing of ideology restricting religious freedom in Indonesia.